Yes, a great start to your Tuesday morning. Good morning, Desmond. Good morning, Bahamas. It's a great start, and of course, this morning we are giving you your first look at traffic. Now, this morning we are in the area of Shirley Street and Elizabeth Avenue. If you are familiar with this area, you know that significant traffic comes out of the east heading into the downtown area, and many of those persons also heading into the west. Of course, if you need to utilize this area, you can do so. There are no interruptions. Apart from this, around town, in the areas of Fox Hill Road North, rather south, and Faith Avenue South, roadworks continue. And so, of course, many residents in those areas are looking forward to the repaving of those roads, which have been undergoing for some time now. This morning, I'm also joined by Corporal Patrick Camp from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division. He's obviously not questioning here, but give us a look at overnight traffic.
Good morning, Mr. Lloyd, and good morning, Bahamas. In the last 24 hours, we had over six accidents. Minor accidents. And again, I'm going to encourage persons to continually drive with due care and attention. Also, Mr. Lloyd, you would find that throughout the island, we are doing a number of road operations where we are looking for a lot of infractions, and we're dealing with persons who are committing various offenses. So we're going to ask that persons, while you're on the streets, while you're going where you have to go, make sure your vehicle is properly taken care of. Make sure those signals are working. Make sure you get those side mirrors intact, the rear mirror, and most importantly, your brakes light. I see a lot of persons are driving their vehicles now with no brakes light at all. And persons who are behind people, be a brother's keeper. There's nothing wrong with riding up alongside them and making them aware. Sometimes they could have a blown fuse and not be aware of it. And make them aware of it. Persons, if you're aware of it, that's something you need to deal with. It's very important while you're traveling through the streets.
Now, Officer Camp, another point that you wanted to make mention of this morning are those persons who approach intersections or traffic lights and don't use proper signals.
Mr. Lloyd, I'm going to say and I'm going to say again, repeatedly. Drive with due care and attention. You know, it's been over a year now since the law has been amended for persons to be allowed to make those left turns on the red signal. But we have persons who are still making these turns recklessly. They're not concerned with their own well-being, safety, and the safety of others, apparently. And I don't just want to say it. If it's okay, I just want to read it. It's real short. It does say in the Road Traffic Amended Regulations for 2019, okay, that'd be 28, it just says a driver facing a red signal after coming to a full stop, they must give way to persons who are the pedestrians on or at the pedestrians. Persons who are traveling towards the traffic intersection on their green light, persons entering or leaving. We still have persons who are merging on the red light into oncoming traffic. That is a no-no. That is dangerous and it's an offense. We still have persons who are not giving way to pedestrians on these red lights. That is a no-no. I mean, persons they're not coming to a stop. The law clearly states you must come to a full stop. Me and my officers, we pay attention to this. We deal with these offenders. And I don't want persons to say, hey, officer, the law is already passed for us to turn on the light. If you're in breach of the law, you will find yourself before the courts.
And before we wrap up, Officer Camp, what is the possible fine?
Well, I tell you one thing, it's a $250 fine for failing to stop in obedience to the traffic light. But it goes beyond being ticketed. Your life, other person's life. You risk serious injuries to yourself or other persons. You have to adhere to the guidelines and obey the law. It is disturbing, and I'm sure you probably see it yourself, Mr. Allen, and other persons out there, that persons who are merging into these traffic lights, it's like they have the right of way. You don't have the right of way on your red light. You must give way, all right? And there's no excuse for ignorance. You'll want to know, because when it concerns your safety and your life, you want to know. So find out.
Well, a very important point stressed this morning by Officer Camp. Again, when we drive by the rules of the books, they not only protect our lives, but also those persons, pedestrians and other drivers. And so, of course, take heed as best as you can to drive with safety and with caution as you make your rounds around town. That's been your look at your morning traffic on this Tuesday. For the morning edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS, Network News.